Hello and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. Last time, holy heck, there was a lot of nudity, but fortunately, Chibi Yuji with the shark pouch was there to help the innocent eyes of YouTube so that I don't get my channel flagged and taken down for stuff. The trip to the beach was finally also started, with most of the students driving in the principal's car. However, Michiru, unfortunate as she is, were to ride with Amane in a small van, which Michiru did not exactly enjoy, as Amane appears to be a bit of a speed demon. But they arrived at the beach, and that is where we'll continue now. Blazing sun harsh enough to burn the skin, salty sea air thick enough to choke on. For a bunch of greenhouse flowers isolated in a sheltered campus, occasional stimulation of this sort is probably a healthy thing. After unpacking our things from the cars, I set up a beach towel and umbrella to establish a base camp. A few feet away, Michiru sits motionless on the burning sand, limp as a ragdoll. Ah, it's the sea! It's all too apparent that the ferocious horizontal G-forces and rapid shifts in momentum she experienced inside Amane's White Devil jarred Michiru's internal organs. Her powerless, insipid smile suggests the possibility of brain damage. She resembles nothing so much as a soldier wasting away from dengue fever. Her glazed eyes seem to be fixed on the gate to Nirvana. It's a truly pitiful spectacle. I bite my lower lip and avert my eyes. Michiru, can you hear my voice? I call out to her, but there's no response. Fortunately, in the next moment, an experienced orderly appears to assume caretaking duties. Michiru-sama, are you still not feeling well? Just leave me behind, I'll be fine. Fine in a minute or so. Keep moving forward, don't worry about me, I'll catch up later. I don't think that's wise. If you space out in the sun like this, you'll get a heat stroke. Why don't we get changed into a swimsuit at least? Here, I'll accompany you to the beach house. Bah. As Michiru mules like a dispirited goat, Sachi wraps both arms around her from behind and begins to drag her off across the beach like a sack of potatoes. A familiar scene by this point. Sachi is clearly pretty used to the job herself. So as you can see, we're going to head to the beach house and get changed. Yep, I'll stay here and look after the stuff. Okay, thanks. We'll be back in just a minute, so just keep an eye on the bags. Got it. As a man, getting down to my swim trunks is a simple matter, of taking off my outer clothes on the spot. But I guess girls tend to want more privacy. Of course, it might be pushing it a little bit to refer to the eldest member of our group as a girl. And there's a certain female cyborg among us who would probably respond to the words, "Let's get changed," with an immediate certainty, and then instantly begin stripping off her maid uniform. Not to mention the shrimp who'd fling her hands into the air and cheerfully shout, "Take him off for me!" And rounding out the set, the ludicrously top-heavy, totally shameless big sister type who'd turn putting on her swimsuit into a free show for every male on the beach. Now that I think about it, Sakaki actually seems like the most normal of the bunch. Weird. Do you have something to say to me? That didn't take long. If it isn't Sakaki Yumiko, Mihama's exemplar of normality. Excuse me, is this supposed to be sarcasm? No, that's honestly what I think. Basically, you're not much fun. A superwoman, right down to the design of your swimsuit. But that's honestly what suits you best. You look good. I'm perfectly aware that my swimsuit is plain. Make fun of me all you want. I don't particularly care. Wasn't my intention to make fun of you. I said you look good, didn't I? I remember the word sober and not much fun. What's wrong with sober? You're not wearing the swimsuit to get laughs, are you? That looks fit you perfectly, Sakaki. I see. Alright then. Hey, what? Hold on, are you going all of a sudden? What now? We're not on school grounds today, so everyone's acting as a group. Don't just wander off by yourself. I borrowed a lounge chair from the beach house. I'll be reading in the shade over there. Sakaki, we came all the way out to the beach, right? You can read whenever you want. Well, do we have some group activities planned? No, nothing is set in stone yet, but... Then you can just call me over when you made up your minds. Hey. Guess a change of location isn't enough to get that girl to play with others. Ooh, that's... a bit skimpy there, Amani, but... Oh, I don't know, maybe she's just feeling a little shy. Why would she be? Because you complimented her swimsuit, Yuji. Oh, I see. Incidentally, care to explain that thing, looking to get laughs? Huh? Is it weird? I'm not sure if that's the right word, but that's... just what kind of swimsuit is that? No, does that thing even qualify as a swimsuit in the first place? Seems more like a few pieces of string. Yeah, I think the thing might be defective as a swimsuit. When I move too fast, my breasts tend to spill out the sides. Pretty much every side, from what I can see. That's because you're wearing it so loosely. Why don't you tighten up the top? The thing is, if I tighten it up too much, well, you know, my breasts end up getting squished halfway out all the time. Feels a little too sexy. Also a little too much like I'm a walking Christmas ham. Well, in your case, I guess anything but a sexy swimsuit would have felt like a letdown in terms of character consistency. I know, right? So what do you think? Does it suit me? Well, yes, it's certainly an appropriate choice, to the point that it's hard to imagine anybody but you wearing it. Hehe. That's really nothing to giggle about. Wait, Amani, you started snacking already? When I came out of the changing room, a guy at the beach house food stall gave it to me for free. It's grilled corn on the cob. Want some? Tell me, why do you always eat rod-shaped things like you're auditioning for a softcore porno? Do you really need to lick and slurp your way around it with that dirty gleam in your eye? Do I really make that naughty a face? Alright, try eating some. We'll do a little test. Okay. Tasty. Amani's slightly plump lips crawl across the surface of the corn. Every once in a while, with a light pant of breath through her nose, she sinks her teeth in with an expression of ecstasy. Hold it, Amani. Take a look around you. Amani's white teeth peek out from between her pink lips as she separates her mouth from the corn with a wet pop. Looking around her, she finds every male nearby, red from ear to ear, stealthily shooting glances in her direction. Huh? Why is everyone looking over here? Because you're eating that thing in a very weird way. Really? What's so weird? Come on, the way you're eating that thing so lewd you'd make a nun blush. Look, you, I was tiptoeing around that for a reason. How about a little sympathy for all the poor guys who just jerk their eyes away awkwardly? Who gives a flying fart? More importantly, what do you think? Ain't I sexy? Black, is it? Pretty bold color selection. Black is the most bewitching color in a girl's arsenal, you know. I had a man to pick it out for me. Nice, isn't it? The design is the same as mine, but the color makes a big difference. Oh, yeah, it is. Well, it's not that big a problem in Magna's case, but I really think you should have chosen something with a little more cloth, Amani. Huh? You think? And even as you speak, your tits begin to fall out of your top. Whoa, crap, stop that, get back in there. As for Makina, your stomach is kind of poking out there, you know. Amanda said this baby fat belly plump is cute, you know. Rather than trying to hide it, might as well stick it out nice and proud. When you got a strong contrast of the black swimsuit, her belly doesn't really stand out that much, you know. Well, I guess that is more your style, Makina, so it's all good. Where's that ominous sound coming from? Sounds like something dragging itself across the sand, and that moan of bitter woe, what on earth? It's me. Michiru? Oh man, you're really okay to be out here? Maybe you should rest a little while longer. Don't make me laugh. Came all the way out here to play in the sea. There's no way I'm going to rest. Bleh. Pull yourself together, Qa'Rajh. The sea is right in front of you. Sea. The sea. Michiru takes one quavering step forward, then crumbles on the spot. Without missing a beat, she begins to crawl her way towards the water, clawing the sandy beach for traction. What is it about the sea that drives her to such length? Sea. She's amazingly tenacious. Having come to the beach, I think she feels obligated to enjoy it to the fullest, even if it literally kills her. Before long, Michiru's strength fails her, and her valiant struggle comes to a halt. Lying flat on her side, she begins to gnash her teeth and bewail her weakness. Qa'Rajh's weeping. What's up with this feeling of déjà vu? I feel like I've seen this scene before. I believe you're probably recording last week's Professor Dave's Amazing Animals broadcast, specifically the scene at the end where the sea turtles laid their eggs. Oh, yeah, right, that's it. She's exactly like one of the utterly exhausted sea turtle mummies crawling back to the sea after leaving her eggs on the beach. You can do it, Qa'Rajh. I'm not a damn sea turtle. Lay them eggs. Lay your own freaking eggs. I am not and have never been a sea turtle. Michiru-sama, might I be of assistance in any way? I don't need your pity. I'll get there under my own power, no matter what it takes. The sea! The sea! Ooh, you got guts, kid. Okay, then let's leave Qa'Rajh to struggle and enjoy the sea at once. Ah, wait, Maki-chan? Oh, the principal looks adorable. Ah, the energy of youth. I'm envious.
Come on, Chizuru. You're still young yourself.
Again with the transparent flattery.
What, you don't want my flattery? If so, it's less worse for me, so no skin off my nose.
Why do you feel the need to torment me?
Sorry, that wasn't my real intention. Truth is, I've always been the childish sort of guy who teases girls to try to get their attention. Haven't grown out of it yet.
You are an irredeemably devious young man.
Guilty as charged.
Hey, Yuji! Well, it seems your presence is requested elsewhere. Go on, why don't you?
You aren't going to swim, Chizuru?
No, I don't think so. I'll be looking after things, so you just run along now.
But I'm the one who invited you to the beach. Doesn't really seem right to just leave you alone.
Oh, jeez, don't talk like that to your teacher with such a straight face.
Not trying to be pushy here, but my master always told me to give a woman 2 chances to say yes. Why don't we swim together, Chizuru?
To be honest, I can't swim.
Want me to teach you?
Thanks for the offer. Maybe next time.
Alright, in that case I'll see you later.
Yeah, have fun. She is officially our chaperone, and I guess it's understandable that she can't romp around with the students. But we came all the way out to this nice beach, right? I don't think anyone would complain if she floated around a bit. But when I look back, the principal's sitting under the beach parasol with one arm wrapped around her knees, fluttering her hand to urge me away. With a small shrug, I turn my back on her and head for the sea. Is it okay to just leave the principal alone?
Not a problem. I'll give her a nice pat on the ass later. More importantly, did you need me for anything?
Ah, right. Hey, Yuji, can you swim?
Well enough.
How well is that exactly?
Kind of hard to say exactly. Let me see. I'm good enough to earn a sea card diving qualification, I guess.
When I was in America, I picked up a good number of diving credentials. Even after returning to Japan, I did a number of rowboat training with a bunch of combat engineers. I am nowhere near the level of specialized divers from the Special Ops branch, but for more typical purposes, there shouldn't be any problem with my ability to handle myself in the water.
It's been a while since I last swam in the ocean, but I don't anticipate any difficulties.
In that case, would you maybe teach Makina how to swim?
I don't mind, but my lessons tend to be pretty severe, you know. How about you teach her instead, Amani?
Well, I would if I could, you know.
What? You can't swim either?
Nah, that's not really the problem. It's more that If I do start giving her swimming lessons, the Swiss swimsuit will probably fall off, or maybe I'd just fall out of it, if you know what I mean.
For future reference, a swimsuit should generally be something you're actually capable of swimming in.
I got the same problem, you know. If I'm careless, my boobies will pop right out of this sucker.
Yes, because the cloth barely has anything to catch on. The same problem my ass. You know no shame, shrimp.
How rude! And after I put the effort to push the flap from my armpits in there.
Can you explain to me how I'm supposed to teach the girl anything when her swimsuit's going to fall off after a few strokes?
Look, you don't need to run drills or anything. Just help her get the general idea. We're out here to have fun, right? No need to take this too seriously.
Such carelessness has led many to a watery grave.
Okay, look, I'm not going to say that ultra-serious approach of yours is a bad thing, but how about you try relaxing every once in a while? Just have a good time without thinking about anything else.
Easier said than done.
Well, hey, I got my swim tube, so for the time being, let's head a little further away from the shore. Once we're out there, I'll let you come and feel them, okay?
And why would I do that?
Okay, then, you can feel up mine too. Here, give it a try.
Hey, you're a pushy woman.
Mine may be small, but their nipples point to the sky. They're nice and perky. Mine are not only huge, but they're pretty dang erotic. And so, your decision, please.
I'm not going to decide anything.
So you're saying you want both? Jeez, you're so greedy, Oni-chan. Perv.
Say what you want.
Aww. If I can't make it to the sea, at the very least, I'll enjoy myself playing with the sand. Is this really all right with you? What are you talking about? While you were fooling around with that sand, Kasami-san is being lured out to sea in pursuit of breasts. Right now, I can't even stand, let alone walk. What do you think I can do about it? If you'd simply request my help, I would immediately assist you. Whatever, it's not like I can beat Amani in the tits department anyway. I understand. It appears your mind is made up, Michiru-sama. In that case, please allow me to join you in playing with sand. Sachi, you're being kind to me, to a worthless human being, inferior to even the lowliest sea turtle. You are truly a saint. Never mind me. More importantly, let's devote ourselves to constructing a life-size Prague castle worked entirely in sand. Yeah, I'll devote myself to constructing Wait, life-size? Prague Castle is an historic structure located in modern-day Czech Republic. With a length of approximately 570 meters and an average width of 130 meters, is listed in the Guinness World Book of World Records as the largest ancient castle in the world. And you want to make it out of sand? Yes, I don't anticipate any difficulties. I remember the exterior appearance of the castle perfectly. I don't think that's a problem here, okay? Come, Michiru-sama, let's begin by recreating Sakaki Hill, the foundation on which the castle was constructed. I've actually been to Prague and seen the castle, at least from the outside. It's a beautiful place, and Prague is a really nice city to go to. Definitely worth a trip. If you're looking for a big city that's ancient and different to the bristle of other capitals of Europe, I would definitely say it's worth a visit. Look, please, I'm begging you. Let's make something a little bit simpler, okay? Oh, I love these cheapy pictures. I suppose this is a bit easier than making a full screen. Well, I have Chibi Yuji with a shark pouch if things need to be censored again. Hey, we're a pretty good way from the shore by now. Wanna get started?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Let's begin the swimming lesson.
Huh? Oh, that?
What's that supposed to mean? It is what we're out here for.
Well, yeah, sure.
Okay, Machina, tell me, can you put your face underwater?
Yeah, I dunk my head under the bath every night, you know. I'm gonna hold my swing ring for a sec.
Sure, but what are you going to do?
Behold, ultimate attack, turtle float!
Turtle float? What's that? What? You don't know it? You learned that float in elementary school swimming class.
Huh? Really?
Didn't do anything like that where I grew up.
Boo-ha! How's that?
Alright then. Can you pull off a jellyfish float?
A jellyfish this time?
Where the turtle float involves pulling your knees to your chest, the jellyfish float has you dangle your limbs loosely down, like the corpse of an Indian soldier carried along the Yagashi River.
I guess I understand, but couldn't you have gone with a less gruesome analogy?
Alright, Machina, try to feel the bitter regrets and stubborn pride of a freedom fighter gunned down by the colonialists before your dream of an independent nation could be realized.
Hurrah!
Yes, good.
I have no idea what's good about any of this. Is this fun for you people? Boo-ha!
Okay, next up we'll do a dead man's float. Tuck your chin towards your chest, extend your limbs straight out, and keep yourself horizontal. Consciously keep yourself slim and streamlined, like you've become a submarine.
Crash dive! Open the vents!
Oh, looking pretty good. However, your butt's floating up a bit. Main tank, short blow.
Boo-ha! Short blow!
Take her down to 60, up periscope.
Depth 16, up periscope. Hey, you're supposed to be teaching her how to swim, right?
Yes, what about it? Look at that, she's maintaining a beautiful horizontal. If you can float this well, it's just as good as swimming.
Really?
You seem dubious, Amani, but can you do the same? I kinda get this feeling you wouldn't be able to keep up this level of afloat. What with those oversized ballast tanks?
Ballast? What? He's talking about your boobies. They float in the bath like a pear grapefruit, you know. I bet you're totally unbalanced. Well, I can't deny it. When I stretch out in the water, my legs always sink below my upper body. Speaking of which, Amani, you've been swimming breaststroke and keeping your face up the whole time. Don't tell me you're one of the people who can't go underwater. What's the big deal? I can swim just fine even if I don't put my head underwater. Well, I guess it's no big deal in your case. You won't sink with all that blubber. Excuse me? Blubber? Watch your mouth.
Meanwhile...
I think that's the first time we've seen the principal as a chibi. Oh, that's adorable. I loved it. I'm lonely. Hey, Sakaki-san, you've been reading the whole time. Aren't you going to go into the water? No, I don't plan to do so on my own initiative. Why? Are you waiting for someone to invite you? Not particularly. Even if they did, I think I'd probably come up with an excuse to refuse. But we came all the way out to the beach. Excuse my saying so, but you're not swimming either, are you? I can't swim, and at my age I can hardly go practice with my flutter kit with Irisu-san now, can I? In other words, you aren't going into the water because of a technical obstacle. Yes, I suppose you could put it that way. Well, I don't want to go into the water because of a psychological obstacle. Psychological? Do you have unpleasant memories involving the sea? No, embarrassing as it is to prove myself a typical sheltered rich girl, I can't help but find the idea of swimming in the sea decidedly unsanitary. I kind of understand what you mean, but in that case, why didn't you veto this trip to the beach when the topic first came up? Well, an attempt at being a little considerate toward my classmate, I suppose. It might be surprising to hear, but I constantly try not to come off as a spoiled little princess. Opposing the idea by yourself and upsetting the group would have been unpleasant, and once it was decided stop being left out also seemed an unattractive prospect. Something along those lines? Yes, perhaps it seems comical to you. Not at all, it's just, when I look at you right now, it kind of feels like I'm seeing myself at your age, brings back some embarrassing memories. I'm aware that I'm acting childishly, Try not to laugh in my face if you'd be so kind. I'm not laughing at you, am I? But let's see. Why don't I teach you some secret words of power? Words of power? Yes, quite potent indeed. A friend taught me these when I was still a student, but I never ended up being able to make use of them. You're convinced these words you've never even spoken possesses a secret power? Correct. So how about you try them out in my stead? Oh, so we don't know what the secret words were. Oh well. Woohoo! I played till I couldn't play no more. My tummy's rumbling from all that frolicking. When's dinner? Soon, right? Amana-san has currently taken her truck to buy us meat and vegetables, so be patient just a little longer, okay? We're having a barbecue for dinner, right? Are you really okay by yourselves? Yes, please leave everything to us. Hold on a second. A barbecue is all well and good, but what about the rice? I'm not going to be satisfied unless I eat my carbs with dinner. I burnt a lot of stamina today. That's not a problem either. As we speak, Kasami-san is cooking our rice using his mess kit. Okay, that's fine, but is he any good at cooking rice? He's pretty dang handy with that thing, you know. Really? Kasami-kun, is there something I can help with?
Oh, Sakaki? I'm fine. Nothing to worry about here. I'm used to cooking rice outdoors.
You've only got one pot there.
It's round, unlike the elliptical military model, so it can cook a full meal for 5. Even split between the 7 of us, it'll be around 235 grams each.
Did I?
Oh, I thought I double-clicked there. A typical bowl of rice is maybe 150, so there should be more than enough.
I suppose so.
What is it? Still need me for something?
Nothing in particular. Should I leave? Am I in your way?
You're not in my way, but this isn't exactly interesting to watch, you know?
Yes, I'm aware.
You're a strange one.
It seems you can do anything, can't you?
Well, pretty much anyone can handle cooking rice in a simple aluminum mess kit.
From what I saw, you seem to be a fairly skilled swimmer as well.
Well, as much as the next guy, I guess.
It's probably because I've spent so much time in harsh circumstances where the ability to cook rice and swim competently are simply prerequisites of survival. But neither of these strikes me as anything worth boasting about.
Now that I think about it, it's been a while since the last time I swam the sea for fun.
Really? You seem like the outdoors type, so that's somewhat surprising. Do you prefer hiking in the mountains?
No, it's more that I've spent time in the sea for work, but it's been longer since I took a swim for pleasure. Let's see, I guess the last time was a summer camp back when I was in middle school.
Your middle school was in the United States, wasn't it?
Yeah, but either way, it's probably a little different from the sort of camp you're imagining, Sakaki.
In what way?
That's a little bit hard to explain, but... Alright, so at the end of my 6-month first term at the school, there was an exam to determine whether we'd promoted from reserve student candidate to reserve student. One day our instructor gets the group together and says, in 1 week you'll be taking a cruise to a southern island for a week of relaxing fun in the sun. A cruise might sound nice, but we were getting crammed into a ship carrying a bunch of reserve candidates from another branch. The boat was taking them out for naval training and dropping us off pretty much as an afterthought. So anyway, on the way to our destination, we stopped by a port to resupply on fuel. It happened to be a Navy base, so a bunch of students like us weren't allowed off the ship. They kept us waiting for hours at the mouth of the harbor. We arrived at the port in the morning, but we were still sitting there in the late in the afternoon. It was just about this time of day, actually. So the sun starts to go down, and we're still standing at the mouth of the harbor with our anchor dropped. No idea how long they plan to keep us waiting. Might be there all night, you know. So we started preparing dinner. But of course, we're talking about making food for 100 people all at once. When the ship's sailing, the ventilation's fine, but when you're sitting there anchored, that's not the case. The warm air from the cooking made the interior of the ship unbearably hot in no time at all. Our entire cruise group, along with all the naval guys who weren't on duty, came out on deck in a desperate attempt to get a little cool. But this was a southern island right near the equator, so it was hardly any improvement. At that point, our squad leader pressed the instructors for permission to swim and managed to get the okay. So everyone jumped into the sea from the deck and played around for a while.
That's the last time you played in the sea?
Yep, guess so.
But you went to a camp after that, right? Didn't you swim there?
Didn't really have the time to play around at that camp. They dropped us off at some uninhabited, anonymous island surrounded by rocks. There wasn't a decent bit of level ground on the entire barren island, let alone a sandy beach. They loaded us on a launch with our personal equipment and some chickens, then dropped us off there for our fun in the sun.
Chickens?
Live ones, as rations. Place didn't leave much in the way of water, let alone food, so they released 20 birds. Told us to do what we wanted with them, capture them and made them lay eggs, snap their eggs and eat them raw, whatever.
That seems a fairly severe summer camp for a middle schooler.
You think? People did give up and fail the test, but it was pretty rare for anyone to die, so our instructors always said it was practically a vacation.
At the very least, that sort of survival test would be absolutely beyond me.
Sorry, I had a bit of a coffee hiccup there. Yeah, you don't seem you'd be particularly good at that sort of thing.
Quite right. I'm confident I would throw in the towel within hours.
Now that I think about it, maybe I should apologize for making you tag along on our little outdoor expedition today.
Don't worry about it.
You ended up not going into the water, though. Looked like you were reading the whole time. Kind of wasted your time, didn't we?
I think spending a little time in a different environment has value, regardless of what you do there. Look, if I really found the idea that unpleasant, I wouldn't have come here in the first place. That's the sort of person I am.
True enough.
But?
The
truth is, if you weren't on this trip, I probably wouldn't be here either.
I see. So it's my fault after all. Sorry, Sakaki.
No, that's not what I... Hey, Yuji! I got the meat and veggies. Where's the rice? Still working on it?
Yeah, it'll be cooked soon.
Okay, great. When you're done over there, can you come to help us get some fire started for the barbecue?
Fine, I'll be over in a minute. So, what were we talking about again?
Forget it. Nothing important.
If you say so.
You call that secret power?
What are you talking about?
I believe I may have roughly come to understand why Principal Tachibana is still single, that's all.
What? Where's this coming from?
Never mind me. I've come to believe that the desire to talk in cryptic circles may be a defining characteristic of the female gender. It seems Sakaki is no exception to the general rule. By the time we've finished off our barbecue dinner, the day is beginning to grow dark in earnest. All of a sudden, Amanda snaps her fingers, trots off to a mini-truck, and opens the passenger door. Hey guys, want to set off some fireworks?
Fireworks?
Yeah, when I went shopping earlier, I picked up a bunch just for the heck of it. Almost forgot about them. Oh, this is a... Can I believe I can... Oh. I wanted to get the picture without the text, but I suppose I could do that actually. That would be under... Maybe not here, but text, of course. Let's see. Nah, either way, it doesn't matter. I just wanted this picture just for the hell of it. Hey, I'm on him. Where are the rockets? You did get rockets, right? Those things make a ton of noise, and it's a real pain to collect all the garbage, so no dice. What? It's not fireworks if you don't have any rockets. You didn't get any? You said the exact same thing last summer, you know? Got a whole bunch of these things. Set them off at once, and you nearly killed yourself. After I told you it was dangerous, of course. Remember that? No? Last year's last year. If you think that I'm the same person I was back then, you're badly mistaken. I have no idea what about you is supposed to be any different, but either way, it's not happening this year. You'll just have to settle for a nice, non-lethal dragon. What the heck? Come on, Yuji, you're a guy, so you know what I'm talking about right here, right? Rockets are fireworks. It doesn't even count if they don't explode. Back me up here.
To be honest, I'm not a big fan of explosions. I'd rather stick to safe fireworks.
Psychological trauma might be overstating things, but when there's a sudden barrage of harsh cracks and pops nearby, I can hear the screams of ghosts burn into my ears a long time ago. And when someone sets off a flashy skyrocket in the dark night sky, it's hard to resist the instinctive urge to throw myself flat to the ground and crawl for cover. Unlike the distinct sugary sweet smell of Semtex and HMX, the odor of firework is reminiscent of gunpowder, so every time I catch a whiff, memories of the muddy jungle flood back into my head, and I recall the taste of blood like scorched iron on my tongue. Can't help but slightly furrow my brow.
Come to think of it, you're strangely quiet. Machina, I thought this thing would be right up your alley.
I'm kinda interested, but I've never really played with fireworks before. It's a little scary, you know?
Don't worry. The ones you hold in your hands are perfectly safe.
Oh, yeah, those. A cracker, I suppose they're called. A firecracker. Yeah, those are somewhat safe. I mean, you probably should not be looking at it and definitely not holding it close to your head. General safety and all. But yeah, compared to things that explode, they are safe.
Want to give it a try?
Okay. The skyrocket Sachi ended up preparing faintly colored the night sky one after another, burning light after images into our retinas. This time, the sharp aroma of hydrogen sulfide that reaches my nose doesn't seem as bad as all that. Probably because of the smiles and laughter of my classmates as they watched the sky at my side. I wish this could last forever. Aw, Yuji's turning to a real student. That's nice. Will that childish hope vanish as quickly as the blaze of a firework in the night? Even then, I don't think I'll forget this moment. I don't think I'll ever forget that there was a time in my life when everything was peaceful and warm. And as long as I have that memory, I think I'll be able to go on living. I have completed cleaning up the remains of the fireworks. Nice job as always. Well then, we're done with the fireworks. Let's head back to our school. Yes, I think it's about time we return to our everyday lives. That's fine, but I am not riding with Amane on the way back too. Got it? You don't need to be so blunt about it. I'm a little hurt. We'll be going uphill on the way back. I'll dry nice and calm.
Want me to ride with you?
I like that idea. Shall we drive off somewhere, just the two of us? Don't even think about it. Look, Margaret just fell asleep, right? Take her with you and head straight back. Oh, come on. It was just a joke. You don't need to get all hopping mad about it. The problem is, Susan, when you say that, it really doesn't sound like a joke. What? Did my own principal just call me a slut? I don't think that was what she called you, but I was driven to this place by a vague impatience, the desire for something, but even now I haven't pinned down exactly what I'm looking for. Not knowing what I want, it's impossible to find a clear path forward. But in that brief moment on the beach, as transitory as the glow of the sparklers in our hands, I forgot all about that. I forgot to be anxious, frustrated. I forgot that I'm stumbling in fog. And on the return trip, the cool wind quietly blowing through the lowered car window feels strangely refreshing. The soothing touch of the air on my sunburned face feels almost like a caress. For some reason that I can't express in words, it makes me feel that it's too early to give up hope. And I think that's where we'll cut this episode. So, we'll see what happens in the aftermath of the beach trip next time. But until then, take care.